Brand matters. It matters to you and it matters to your customers. What you stand for and how you stand for those things really does matter. But how do you create a brand that really stands out? That's what we're going to explore today.
Funnel Vision is brought to you by Math Marketing, creators of the Funnel Plan. Math Marketing is the source of the 1, 2, 3 of B2B.
This week we're going to take a look at brand, and specifically through the lens of brand identity template. We'll look at 50 brand identity templates and explain, synthesize them, and then explain why they fundamentally, all of them, collectively and individually, miss the mark, completely miss the mark. Why between them they will fail to help you create a brand. And then we'll take a look at what a B2B brand needs, and we'll create a brand identity template for B2B. So I did what every good marketer would do, jumped to Google and typed in brand identity template. And I came up with 4, and I want to talk about those 4. Turns out I don't need to speak about each of them separately that much because they're all pretty much the same thing. First one from Ashley Harrell, a fantastic roundup of free templates. There are 40 something in all, and a really good synthesis of brand identity templates. Take a look at them. They're all for Photoshop, and they're beautiful ways to present your brand so that you can see it in all of its use cases. Really nice job synthesizing these free templates. Nice work, Ashley. Next, we're going to take a look at Design Beep. We don't know who the person is here. It's sort of from a corporate perspective, if you like, no named author. And it's another roundup of 23 free templates. Then we've got an unnamed person from FreePick with 1 template. And then finally, we've got another unnamed person at 365 Web Resources for 15 more. So, you know, all up, we're getting around about 80 free templates. I said at the intro there was 50. It turns out, can't do my maths, it's about 80 free templates for brand identity resources. But what is a brand? It's not an emotion or a feeling. A brand is a promise. What would I expect from Name the Brand? What would I expect from you in future? Whether it's product A or product B, decade A or decade B, country A or country B, what would I expect from you? That's your brand. And it's different from position. Position is when I think of, name the category, books, PCs, ERP software, name your category. When I think of category, I think of who comes in that list. That's position, not brand. Brand's what you stand for, what I expect from you, all your products. Position is when I think of a category, who do I think of? And of those that I do think of, what do I think of? How do I differentiate one from the other? That's positioning. Today we're talking about brand, not positioning, and they're not the same thing. And don't please ever say brand positioning. It's just a completely confusing term. It's brand or it's position. They are different things, both important. Now, back on brand. If brand is what you stand for, well, it's made by, in B2B, it's made by a raft of things. Most of them pretty uncool, like your salespeople. They are a big part of your brand. Your products are a big part of your brand. Your service people are a big part of your brand. So really, it's not the logo. What we really need for B2B is a template that helps guide us to identify the things that will matter to affect your brand and to work out how to affect those. And that's what I'll show you now. So the first step is to get super clear on what the value promise your brand makes or should be making. Get really, really clear on that. Step 2, get super clear on how your buyers will most likely form their impression about your brand, and consider things like outbound phone calls, inbound phone calls, dialogue with a salesperson, the tools the salesperson uses to have that dialogue, the follow-up emails after the meetings, your proposals, your service personnel and everything they do, say or send. It's probably the case that your logo is the last thing on that list in terms of creating a strong brand. The last thing. Step 3, get busy designing the tactics. And I say designing because most of them won't be visual, so it's kind of in inverted commas, designing those tactics. So they make this promise concretely, persuasively, consistently, and then, and only then, do the pretty stuff. If you haven't already subscribed, can I invite you to do that? If you go to mathmarketing.com/blog or youtube.com/mathmarketing, either of those, you'll be able to subscribe. Now, if you already have, but you've got a colleague who you think could get value out of these, please invite them to subscribe also. I'd be so grateful if you could do that. Helps us to share the love, if you like. So thank you for that. Next week, loads more. Until then, may your funnel be full and always flowing.